Interesting. How does it burn everything around it? All those green trees are still there. I don't get that.
But yeah, no good news really. Fire is still raging through Northern California. It's really a hard time getting this thing stopped. Wind, not because as much as they could, but they couldn't here. Huge flames raced up and down hillsides in Northern California overnight, destroying everything in the way, including David Arnwine's home in Squaw Valley.
It was all around my house. And I thought, oh, the helicopters are here and everything. And then all of a sudden, there goes the house. It was gone.
Flames devoured a Kmart store here in Santa Rosa, and all firefighters could do was watch it burn. Fire officials say 22 large fires are burned.
The good news really is the wind event that was predicted to blow through the night in today did materialize quite to the level as predicted. So that gave us a better opportunity to have more containment on our fires.
Aerial footage showed a mail truck driving through a neighborhood that is completely gone.
It's heartbreaking. It is crushing. This looks like another planet.
More than 20,000 people have been evacuated, and many
are very strange and suspect, to say the least. We have specific areas being burned, like energy was being directed at certain things. In drone footage of the aftermath, we see houses completely obliterated and turned to ash, while the surrounding landscapes and trees are totally fine.
How is that fine? How is that normal, people? Really, think about this.
In the description. You'll notice here that stores and restaurants are wiped out, while other things are still in perfect shape.
How does brick fucking melt in a fire?
Other buildings are fine, trees are untouched, but specific structures are just devastated. You gotta ask yourself, what's up with that? How did
These are all brick buildings. How do those fucking melt? How does a brick just disintegrate to nothing?
Look normal. Is this the result of direct energy weapons? Ranged weapons that inflict damage on a target by emitting highly focused energy?
That sounds logical.
The answer is most likely yes.
And
but
probable.
Most people believe that these kinds of weapons are just science fiction.
They're not.
Movies like
they do have them.
The only fire in the whole wide
Research
world
directed energy weapons.
A forest fire where the forest did not burn. The forest didn't burn here. All the glass melted. All the structural materials that used to be a house have disappeared. They have disappeared. You have a couple of bent poles here. A couple of poles that are bent, but you have absolutely no materials. The houses have not fallen. The houses have disappeared. The materials of these contents of these houses are gone. Let's listen to what they have to say here. She's going to talk a little bit about it. Well, first, let's go here. I want to show you where these fires are. Because if you're like me, you didn't know that there were 14 separate fires. How did 14 separate fires start over such a wide area? You guys, this isn't normal. This is not how it works. These homes didn't fall.
And remember, this area had record rainfall last year. Record rainfall and flooding last year.
There's not even a toilet bowl or a bathtub. This is one of the cars or trucks or something that was in this fire, and you'll notice that the glass here, which has a melting point of between 2,600 and 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? We're talking forge, foundry, furnace temperatures to melt this glass. Glass does not melt on its own, guys. Open air fires do not create this kind of complete combustion of the materials.
Microwave weapon technology. How else would this tree catch on fire from the inside?
A haunting but mesmerizing scene from the wildfires in Sonoma County. A man came across this tree burning from the inside out. Matthew McDermott was driving around looking for escape routes as multiple fires closed in on the area he was in. The tree appears to be hollowed out by embers and flames.
Right? You could look this up. This is all over the news. Tree on fire from the inside. The only time that happens is when trees are struck by lightning, which in itself is a direct energy, right? This whole thing is all messed up. Hurricane after hurricane, which are also able to be created and controlled by man. And now this?
Hey guys, it's 11:30 a.m. on October 10th, 2017, and I just wanted to go over some basic facts with you guys about fires. The average house fire burns at a temperature of about 1,100 degrees Fahrenheit, which isn't hot enough to destroy most metals and earthly-made substances. And if an item is well placed and small in size, its chances of survival increase drastically. Let's take a look at the burning point of a couple of materials. Glass burns at around 2,600 to 2,900 degrees Fahrenheit, which is more than double the regular temperature of house fires or forest fires. And let's see what we can find out about aluminum. Aluminum melts at around 1,220 degrees. Some alloys burn a little bit hotter, around 1,900 degrees. Now let's take a look at what the National Institute of Fire Safety and Safety Training say what will not generally burn in a house fire. Jewelry, because it's metal. Silver coins, because they're metal. Filing cabinets. Steel filing cabinets are built to last so that businesses won't have to deal with the loss of important files after building fires. Many people keep personal documents in filing cabinets, which are often kept in home offices. And it says here that silver burns around 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's go down to barbecue grills, cookware, some appliances, stone table, fire safes. Let's see, it says here about tools. Because the melting point of carbon steel is between 2,600 and 28 degrees Fahrenheit. And the melting point of stainless steel is roughly 2,700 degrees. So you're not going to see your barbecues melt. You're not going to see your ovens and your most of your appliances. They're not going to melt. They'll be burned, they'll be damaged, but they're not going to melt. It's common to find an appliance or two that remains intact. There's chaos around there, but many appliances these days are made with stainless steel, which gives them a sleek and design durability. So a lot of people have these things, but the frame itself of these things is not going to melt. So let's take a peek at what happened here. Well, let me just show you some pictures here of normal house fires. What's usually left afterwards. There's a bunch of rubble and everything's black. Usually the frames of the buildings stand. And there's a bunch of crap around the trees, or around the place, buildings. The frame of the building stays intact. The entire building does not disappear. There's still debris. There's a huge debris field after these things. You see there's like gutters and stuff. And the wood, even though it does burn, it doesn't totally burn. Now this is white stuff from what they put the fire out with, but generally you see that all of these houses, every one of them is black. Now this car was right next to a fire, and it still has glass. Its wheels are still intact. It was actually, this thing actually burned, but it didn't melt the tires. It didn't melt the glass of the vehicle. You see all the rubble? This is just rubble because these places implode. After the structure falls apart, it collapses. But you still see they're all singed. They're all black. And even in the forest fires, the trees themselves are still black. And you can see, you have bricks on the bottom, and not all the aluminum siding or vinyl siding melts. Look at these. The structure, the outward frame of the houses still stands, but that's not what we see in these crazy forest fires. The entire things just disappear, and there's very little explanation for it. Now, this was a USA something wildfires. This is a new trend we're seeing where the entire building just disappears. There's absolutely nothing left, and that's what we're seeing again here in this. And this is becoming a growing trend, guys. There's no explanation for it. I want to show you a couple things here that should be visible to the people with eyes to see. Here's this neighborhood before. And I want you to look, you guys. There's absolutely nothing left. You don't see any part of any of the structures anywhere. This isn't possible. There's something else going on here. Something else going on here. The entire building, everything's gone but the trees.
How does a forest fire leave the trees?
Now I want you to notice here that there's absolutely nothing of the structures left. Not one of them. The trees are still here. There's debris, but very, very little debris. Where's the stuff that was in all these houses? Where's the stuff? Where's the roofs? Where's the brick? Where's the granite countertops? Where's the appliances? Where is everything? How come only the trees are standing? This is just not right. And then look at the fires that are still burning here. Look at these fires. These look awfully familiar, don't they? Let's take a peek, because Dr. Judy Woods has spoken about these things before.
Other things about the weird fires. I can't call them regular fire because I don't know that. It's weird fire just to note that it's not something that you know for sure what it is. It's glowing, but the paper doesn't seem to burn. If this was glowing because it's hot, it'd have to be at least, 1,200 degrees centigrade. Aluminum melts at a little over 600 degrees centigrade. It's not a puddle. This aluminum is not a puddle.
So what she's saying is that this is a certain color, and flames reach this color at a certain temperature. But the fact that it's glowing that color and the aluminum isn't melting tells you there's something else going on here. And if you guys have ever seen a Duralog, that's what this reminds me of. If you've ever burned a Duralog in a fireplace and poked your fire poker into it, you realize these things just kind of break into a million pieces and they continue to glow. They're not actually still on fire, and they're hot, but they're not the same kind of flame as that you get out of a piece of wood. There's something significantly different about the composition of a Duralog, and these things all seem to be burning like Duralogs. It's a complete and absolute burn. There's nothing left of a Duralog afterwards, and that's what we're seeing in these fires. Now, I'm not saying everybody built their houses at Duralogs, but there's something really messed up going on here.
Puddle, so how hot can it be? This igloo cooler and the plastic trash can are not melted. The paper is not burned either on the ground. So what is that color? And another weird thing about this, right across the street over here is Burger King. Inside they're flipping burgers, cooking burgers for the firefighters, not serving to the customers. And then the building across the street was missing. It's just a weird sight. Now this van is also interesting that, you get all this something.
I'm about out of time for this video. I'll leave a link for the rest of this video in the description.
Down here is a fire on the side of it. What's burning? And if you see falling debris that was on fire hit these vehicles,
there's about another 10 minutes of this video.
Why didn't it hit anything else? And how's it?
Thanks for watching.
Vehicle? It's just very strange.
And we're going to see this here.